Tina Ramsey. Are you ready to lead without
Can you guys
permission
see us okay?
and take the steps needed to live your best life? Whether you want to start the business of your dreams or celebrate your
Facebook.
present and future accomplishments,
Lead Up for Women
you're
here.
definitely in the right place.
You?
Now,
We got
here
our
are your
friend,
hosts,
Vanessa.
Colleen and Sabina.
I'm a little excited.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lead Up for Women. Speak Up to Lead Up. I am your host, Colleen Biggs. I have with me Dee Daniels, my co-host.
Hi.
And we have a special guest in the studio today, Vanessa Siren.
Hi. Bom dia.
Today is going to be a great day. She's from Brazil, and we're going to learn all about her a little bit later. But I wanted to welcome all of our listeners today and thank everyone that listens to us every week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have a lot of listeners in Ireland, I noticed. They're listening to us. Isn't that amazing?
I noticed that when I was looking at the stats, but that's the beauty of the internet. We have listeners all over the world, and,
So great.
those numbers are growing. So hi, everybody in Ireland.
Yeah. Hi, all of our Facebook friends. If you guys want to make any comments today, since we're streaming live on Facebook, please feel free to do so. You can find that live stream right now on Facebook at Lead Up for Women is our Facebook page. You can also email us questions at info@leadupforwomen.com. And if you want to call us, maybe you want to ask Vanessa or Dee or I a question.
That's right.
You can call us at 888-346-9141. So, talking about women all over the world, this week we're talking about how empowered women empower women. And
Absolutely.
the reason why we even have this radio show and have decided to utilize this platform is to reach as many women as we possibly can.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're here to empower women to be the best that they can be, to be confident in their decisions, to organize their lives, to live their best life. And as I say, throw it out into the universe and believe. Last week we talked a lot about your personal avatar.
We did.
So if that confidence isn't there, creating a personal avatar for yourself that gives you the confidence because you can become someone else. Like, what does that person wear?
Right.
What do they look like? I aspire to wear what Vanessa has on today. I know my listeners can't see how beautiful she is, but I forgot to mention she's a model.
Right,
on top of being 6 foot tall, on top of teaching yoga. If you can only
Exactly.
imagine the mountain of beauty
Oh,
that
my
is right
gosh.
there. Right. I want to wear yoga pants every day of my life, but look that amazing.
They are very comfortable.
Yeah.
They
See?
are.
It's about the
And her
comfortability.
sandals, she has the cutest sandals
Yeah.
on over here. You can't see, but you were talking about the personal avatar, which that was something that we learned from Robin when she had spoke at our
Robin
New York,
Hatcher, yeah.
our New York event, and. I always say when women lead and women do well, I believe the world does well. So I'm always looking, for ways that we can empower other women. And that's what I love about what we do with Lead Up for Women, because it is about us empowering other women. So I'm super excited. I was reading a little bit of Vanessa's background and obviously noting she's traveled a lot all around the world, especially Europe, which is one of my favorite places. So I'm excited, to learn a little bit more about her and what she does and to have her share herself with our audience.
Yeah, it's when you were talking about Robin Hatcher, we're just wrapping up our next issue of our magazine, and Vanessa is featured in our lifestyle section of that magazine as well, and she shares her story in that magazine, as well as I haven't even mentioned that we have our luncheon coming up here. We're based in Arizona, so right here in Arizona, Vanessa will also be one of our panelists that'll be there, and we've got a few seats left. We're selling them out very quickly.
Yes.
And if I have to, we have the option to open up a whole nother side of the conference room. So if we need to do that, we will. So this could be a very large luncheon if need be. But we're super excited, and you can find those tickets on our website at leadupforwomen.com/events.
Absolutely.
It'll be held at the Courtyard Marriott Salt River Field, so right there off of Pima Road in Scottsdale. Very easy to get to.
Right.
And we're going to continue week after week until we get to April 25th of having some of the panelists on the interviews.
Right.
It's I think it's important for women to hear other women's stories and be inspired by that, because at our last luncheon in New York City, we were in Times Square. I just remember having the discussions there when we talked about women that were stuck. And where are you stuck? Where are you trying to get over that hurdle? And the empowered women in the room that have had somebody else empower them, we're helping to empower the other women by giving them ideas of how they could get unstuck.
Absolutely.
So why do we have to allow women to try and figure it out on their own when Lead Up for Women provides that platform for us to elevate each other? And let me tell you, there is a special place in hell for women that do not support other women. I'm just going to say that
you
out
know
loud.
what? I'm
called
with
karma,
you.
too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, mentorship is so important. And I think that when you put powerful women around, women, that does help them to, reach those goals and to give them direction and to help them sometimes not be fearful and to see that they can do it, because you need to see people that are out here, making strides and doing some of these things sometimes to make you feel like, oh, I can do that too. Or that woman can, take you by the hand and say, hey, here's a better way of doing it, because they've already walked that journey. And we have to be open, to embracing that, as women as well.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and just introduce our guest here in the studio,
Absolutely.
because she is going to want to get in on this conversation. I can tell you right now. And I think the women need to hear from her. She inspires me. Vanessa, you inspire me. Her name is Vanessa Siren. Like, I tried to explain her and how beautiful she is, but you're really going to have to go on to our Facebook Live right now that's streaming, or go back and watch it. Or you can click on the link for Voice America under the Empowerment channel for Lead Up for Women. And there's a photograph of her there. She's absolutely beautiful. And so is her entire family, by the way. Her husband is a very handsome man. Every single one of her children are absolutely gorgeous. So, Vanessa, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you so much. I am, first of all, humbled, a little bit nervous. So hopefully, by the time we talk, I've been on catwalks. I've been on TV many, many times. But on radio, it was the first one.
Yes, Lead Up for Women.
First time you never forget.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, see, you just pretend that we're at the kitchen table and we're just having a good time. Like we're on the phone.
Yeah.
Well,
There
and
you
we
go.
gave the hugs, so that was good.
Absolutely.
And may I comment? I see a meeting for Lead Up for Women in Ireland.
Okay.
I do.
I do too.
We put that in the universe.
it in the universe.
It's in the universe
we
right
will
now.
bring, you know what I mean? We will contact
Yes.
those women that
Let's
want to
do
see
it.
there.
Attractive. Whatever you set your
Around the
mind
world.
to, your brain, this is something I was literally reading in a book the other day. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is not real.
Yeah.
You are the one that tells yourself it's not real. So if you say,
true.
I have $1 million in the bank, and you believe you have $1 million in the bank, and you can see yourself spending that money,
It's gonna
investing
show
that
up.
money, you will draw, everything will draw there, and that money, that will
I
come
could spend
true.
that money so fast.
I know. I can tell you that I visualize the women's conference that we're having in March. I can see
I have to,
you
though.
teaching Vanessa in
Yes.
one room, because this isn't going to be like any women's conference out there.
No.
This women's conference is going to have networking galore. You are going to have the opportunity to get up in the morning and go work out. You are going to have the opportunity to go do yoga or go
That's
do a fitness
wonderful.
class, or
Right.
you can go do a Zumba class.
Right.
It's going to be for
Technology,
every,
everything there.
Everything that's going to be available. We're going to have an app for it.
Yes.
it's just going to be a celebration of women, empowering women, but it's going to connect you with women that you are going to remain friends with for the rest of your life. So it's important. And when you visualize that, I can hear the clinking of the plates when we're doing the awards. I can see the excitement in the room. I can see the lighting.
Oh my goodness.
When you can visualize that and see that, you are just going to draw that to you, because every single one of my thoughts opens a door, or I meet someone that helps me get to that,
and that's
that
true.
goal.
That's true.
And I believe I'm a really big believer in meditation. I'm kind of almost all the way through with The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. Do you guys know that one?
Yeah, I do
I
not.
can even show the book for our friends in Ireland. I'm sure you guys all know.
Ireland.
So,
ooh.
Anyway, she's all over the world, So it does she has this all saying how the universe, you put it out there, but you have to trust as well. So it comes to that faith that it is going to happen. And I see this movement, because we are on internet and reaching so much. We're being able to go to Brazil, we're being able to go anywhere around the world, and have retreats, and where women want to be and feel inspired by other women.
And that's true when you say that, because actually women around the world, we have so much in common, as women all around the world. And I was talking to a woman who I'm hoping we're going to get her on too, involved with the United Nations. And, they talk about all the different trials and tribulations and issues that women in all these different countries have. And then when I look at the opportunity that we have here to put this type of radio show on and talk about all these different topics and subjects and women and leadership, I think is amazing. So it's super exciting. And but we do want to talk a little bit more about you, Vanessa.
Absolutely.
About your work, your history. I mean, obviously as a model.
So impressive. So impressive.
I'll give you I guess a little bit shorter story. I was born and raised in Brazil. I was born in São Paulo.
I saw that.
Unfortunately, I lost my dad at about 2.5 years old. My mom was expecting my only sister. And my mom never really got remarried. But life was tough growing up. We were short in money, very short. I mean, not your low class that you imagine here, maybe a little lower than that.
Right.
And my mom went back to school. She is a warrior, talking about women, empowering women. Right. She did become a psychologist, so she did get her degree, and raised us pretty much with very little help from her own family, yes, but none of my dad's family, which I know very little of. I know, like, my aunt, she's more in touch with the family and stuff. But my mom was the main, financial source. And about when we were 7 or 8 or something, we moved to a smaller town near São Paulo. It's called Indaiatuba. And it's about 100 miles away, an hour. And that was like a small town. Everybody knew everybody. For you to know how small it was, hey guys, and my Brazilian friends, I just put Indaiatuba out there. If you Google Facebook, there's a page. There was only one movie theater, one room. When I moved here, it was like 25 rooms.
Can you give us a visual of what that city looks
very
like,
green.
Like?
Now it's a little bit bigger. I don't know how many inhabitants now, but it was maybe about 100,000 when I was there. So small.
Yeah,
one newspaper. There's a couple schools, and my mom doesn't drive, so we didn't have a car. So I'd be walking all over for that. And long story short, teenage years there, it was a little bit safer town than São Paulo. And smaller, too. But about when I got my teens, I was very awkward, because I'm 6 foot tall. I was 6 foot tall since 15 years old.
Wow.
So
every boy is shorter than you.
Yeah, I was
15.
a foot.
Yes.
And, back then bullying wasn't what it is today.
No.
But I was bullied for sure, called giraffe and things like that. And I guess Gisele Bündchen had the same problems.
Yes.
The supermodel.
I know.
Yeah, she seemed to get over that. Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, and just almost like as a fun, as a joke, I sent some pictures for a modeling contest held through Ford, Brazil. and kind of got in through all of the finals, and I wasn't chosen between the three to come to the United States, but I was chosen to start working there. So even my very first job through Ford was a cover of a little magazine with some other girls that, were talking about this contest.
Do you remember the name of the magazine?
It's Veja. It's kind of like Time here.
That.
Yeah, so Veja. Veja Isto É is a very little one, so it was the insert for the smaller towns. But anyway, it was really nice. It was amongst other models as well, which I remained friends since today. And that I started more or less about 17 years old. I'm 43 years old. 94, more or less 94, 93, 94, I started traveling the world. Did a little bit of Germany, Spain, been to Japan twice. I love Japan. That's another place we should go.
Yes. I'm writing
Japan,
them down.
please call us. We're going.
Write
Yes.
Japan down.
I could live in yes. It's already. It's on the universe. It's coming. And in '96 is where I met my husband. And for all of the places that you could meet somebody, I was like, oh my gosh, he's American. I'm never going to see him again. And he's like, no, we'll see each other again. And I left Japan. My contract was done, and I believe he had maybe about a month more to go.
Yeah.
And before even I got home, I left, went back home to Indaiatuba. He was calling my mom. Hey, did she arrive? Okay.
He was pursuing you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he went, and long story short, we're dating. We lived in Miami, Florida, for about 12 years, doing a bunch of modeling jobs, which I have here. I can show you some of our stuff. And then family brought us back to here, to Mesa, Arizona, to Gilbert now. His family is mostly in Mesa.
So that's how you landed in Arizona.
Yes.
I miss the beach. I miss the ocean.
I know.
But the desert is so beautiful too, As long as you are not going for a hike at noon, 117.
It's a little different
Yeah.
because I travel between Chicago and Arizona, the snowbird, I guess they call it. So it is different, and especially when you're accustomed to lakes. They have Lake Michigan there, so there's a lake, but here it's a little bit different because of the body of waters are smaller.
Yeah. I've only been to Chicago once, and it was for a fashion show. And literally, we landed, we did a show that day, kind of inside a hotel, and then left that same night. So I didn't get to see much. But
oh, well, it's a beautiful city. Next time you'll get there and get to see that. So you started your modeling career.
Yeah.
And, I guess maybe what we'll do, because we don't have a lot of time before we go to break.
You know what? I want to mention one thing before we go to break. Vanessa and I are connected by family through divorce, but this is, I love to throw this out there because I think it's very possible for people to stay connected even after there's divorces in families.
Yeah.
I think so.
I brought Vanessa into a lot of work that I've been doing because I love her so much. We've done runs together. And when we get back from break, I wanted to talk a little bit about how Vanessa and I are connected through family, but I still consider her family.
Definitely. I want to hear that.
Yeah. So we will be right back after this break. Please join us to learn more about Vanessa Siren.
Awesome.
All right, great job. We're all clear.
Yay. And so you
Sorry about that. I'll try and do a better job at 3, 2, 1.
No,
Hey,
you guys know.
Hey, Facebook.
Hi, you guys. How
Hi,
are
Paige.
you?
Thanks for listening. Hi,
Hearts,
Bettina.
hearts.
Welcome to our show
my
today.
toe to the heart. That's
We
cute.
can. You've got some pictures too, right?
My
Vanessa?
grandson's
You can
watching.
see. Yeah,
Can you
Facebook
tell?
Live gets to see
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow, you
How
don't have to see them
Yes.
all. Don't show the naked ones. I'm
go
kidding.
ahead.
Oh my
I'm
God!
having- Robert's laughing. You got to show Robert too. Behind the. Come here. Come say hi,
Not
Robert.
that one. I know. Okay,
Just
you
the
guys
ones with
get
the
a
clothes.
chance.
Oh, gorgeous.
I'm joking,
Look at that.
Ireland.
Look at
I'm
that.
joking,
She gorgeous.
Ireland.
We have to get the glare off. Look at how beautiful
Right.
she is. So this is which company here are we?
So that was just like you take pictures, almost
Right.
like a card, you know,
Right.
and some
Look
of
at
those
these
you can
gorgeous
see. Yeah.
photos
They are
of her.
beautiful.
Some a little
Can
bit
you guys see
older. My
those?
Miami peeps. Don't look at the.
I saw them
Oh,
when I was
please.
online. When I was.
That's hubby right there.
So this
Googling
is Troy
you.
right here.
Yeah.
No, who's
So
Troy?
that's her
her
husband, Troy.
Oh,
yeah.
he's gorgeous.
He's model 2, by the way. Do you guys all see
Now
that?
that's surprising because most models don't marry models.
I thought like all the men and
Look
the
at
modeling industry
this.
is gay. But I love, and it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I
She's
love
so
I have
elegant.
many gay friends, but I thought I never wanted to be with a guy that was
These are
like
just
powering
beautiful.
I
his
know,
face,
his
you know?
face.
So jealous,
I can't
you guys.
believe
Look at
it.
this.
But Troy is not. He's like
He
very,
does the job and then he
you wanna pass
leaves
that
it.
back over?
Sure.
Thank you.
So that's awesome though.
I'll let you guys know when we're going to be coming back up live. But we want to say hi to all of our Facebook friends. Bettina, welcome. We're so glad
Hi,
you're
you
here
guys.
today.
I can't read all the comments.
That's okay.
but-
Don't worry. She
If
has
there's-
them. She's
if
over
there's
there.
questions or comments, I will read them to you so that you
E
can see them.
Brasil. Se quiser escrever em português, depois eu vejo. If they want to speak in Portuguese,
Yes.
That's
Okay.
Se quiser escrever alguma coisa em português, eu comento depois.
If you do have someone who is posting in a different language, I'm not really
Orsi.
sure. Yeah,
Orsi.
they're gorgeous.
We
The
don't
voice.
speak Japanese, but if you post in Japanese, we can get somebody,
Yeah.
right? We'll
Yeah.
find somebody that does.
Somebody will know, huh? We'll get it
But
translated.
usually, I think English, Spanish, or Portuguese.
you
is
can
probably.
translate
Yeah.
actually if they post in any
yeah,
language.
you're right.
It'll translate. Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit less nervous now.
Are you just
You should.
I was
You're
like, oh my gosh.
fine.
You have so much
I
to
did shower.
say.
This is-
before coming here.
I didn't even ask you because I tend to not ask permission, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Is it okay if I share our story? and how
Yes,
we
yes,
know
yes,
each
of
other?
course, of course. And I
Okay.
was going to do that because that links us to,
Yes.
G-Fit, which links
Yes.
us to this, which links...
Sure.
All right.
Oh.
So sorry to interrupt, but we are just about to come back.
All right. Thank you. No problem. You can interrupt me anytime you want.
Okay.
Without our engineers,
You
we
are
would
listening
just
to
be
Lead
screwed.
Up for Women. Speak up to lead up. To reach the show today, please call 1-888-346-9141.
This is our social media guru right here.
That's
my technology lady.
1-888-346-9141.
Somebody's like, "Dee, what
You
are
may
you
also
doing?"
send
I
an
said, "I'm
email
over there
to
posting when you see me that."
leadupforwomen.com. Now, back to this week's show.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, and welcome back to the show. You are listening to Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. I am your host, Colleen Biggs. I am joined today by my co-host,
Dee Daniels.
Dee Daniels, and we are welcoming the beautiful Vanessa Siren in our studio
Vanessa.
today. We have been discussing with Vanessa about her childhood and growing up in Brazil and what that was like in a very small town named...
Indaiatuba.
I'm not even going to try and say it. So thank you, Vanessa. It sounds so much more elegant and beautiful when you say that. So I didn't want to mess that up. But I was just going to mention how Vanessa and I are connected.
Yes.
And I like to talk about this because I come from a family where my parents are divorced. I have been divorced myself. And I married my husband who's also divorced. So it is not uncommon
Not at all.
in my family. And my husband and I have 7 children combined. We now have 9 grandchildren and 1 on the way.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. I love you guys.
I saw the last one.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Ivy Jane is our
Ivy,
newest
yeah,
one.
Ivy.
And I have to say, in my family, and I'm like this genuinely with everybody I meet. There isn't a separation of Robert's children, my children, his grandchildren, my grandchildren. We are a family. And we are a family, and everybody's a family. I don't care if you're adopted, when I have cousins or aunts or uncles or nieces or nephews.
Right.
If they're adopted, you're family. It doesn't, families are families.
As it should be. As it should
It's
be.
not based on blood, and my husband was married to Vanessa's husband's sister.
Oh,
That's how we're connected.
Okay.
And I met Vanessa when I came into the family 11 years ago
Yeah.
now, I guess it has been. And so we've done runs together.
Yeah.
I think I drug her to do a run. I don't think that
I was like, oh
she did
no,
that willingly.
5K.
It was a 5K. It was
She got you to
awesome.
do it. That's
was
a
awesome.
milestone
You're
right
next,
there.
Dee.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and
Oh.
I've
I
done
know.
little
I'm gonna have to hide.
triathlons with my nieces too. Triathlons
Yeah.
with my
Oh,
nieces.
yes.
Okay,
I like the
you're
bike.
good.
I like
Yeah.
the swimming, but
Yeah.
the run.
Yeah,
you know.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that day. I was there for that one as well.
Wow.
But you know, Vanessa and I, we're family. To me, she's my family, and whenever an opportunity comes up for work that we can do together, or a platform that I can put her on to help her grow her brand. She is an amazing brand on Google, by the way. If you go Google Vanessa Siren, she's really created a wonderful brand for herself. So I do encourage all my Facebook friends out there to please go out there and Google Vanessa Siren, because she has a really great following and has created a wonderful brand for herself.
She has.
So congratulations on that. But it doesn't matter if there's a divorce, or you have to live from every day and be thankful that today, and have gratitude for today. You can't keep baggage with you. You can't carry it around. If you hold baggage with you, how do you ever have the strength to move forward? It's hard enough every day.
Absolutely.
To face the day. How do you carry all that?
You might want to just drop the bags off somewhere. So I say drop them off at the door.
Yeah, and may I add too, I feel too like it comes out of love, you know. If you leave space in your heart for a little bit of hate or a little bit of undone, you know, and of course everybody has some.
Right.
But if you try to, you know, 99% of my heart is love. And then maybe I have a little 1% there that needs work on.
We all have room for improvement. We all do, which is good. But I want to know, like, what was your first modeling job? What was that first job? And
so
what
I
was
think
that
it was
like
the
for
little cover,
what
in
was
which
that like?
I didn't even have. So there were other models there, which had a little bit older model, Alessandra Behiel. She's actually mayor. I think mayor or into the mayor office in her city, in Marilia. And there are other girls, too, that were starting just like me. I didn't even have a portfolio. I was like literally my very first. So I was nervous. My aunt, Maria Alice, she lives in my mom's brother's wife, helped me drive everywhere, you know, because my mom stayed back. And all the work is in São Paulo, you know, and usually São Paulo and Rio, but mostly São Paulo. So it was a little bit... nervous. You know, I remember being nervous. I remember not knowing how to pose a lot, but then you kind of catch that, you know, catch it on. And with yoga has been the same thing. Like I've had encounters now where I'm having to learn all these things. You know, I'm in a very much different business than the modeling is. But anyway, kind of segment for the yoga there.
I would say like your first I don't know how to say this in the correct words, so Dee, please fill in for me if you come with some better words for this. But what would you say when you were in Miami and you were doing modeling? Was there a point where you felt like this is it? This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be a model, and I'm living. I'm doing what I want to do, or I've made it. Like, did you feel that way, or did you always feel like maybe something was missing? Were you doing yoga back then, or?
Yeah, I always done yoga, and it kind of says on my bio too, like traveling, you know, it's hard traveling and keeping yourself in shape.
Yeah.
So the yoga was really easy. I remember taking a class, it must have been in 94 or 97 in Japan and traveling. I didn't know anything. So I was just looking around, you know, but I loved how yoga made me feel. And back to the question, like I love Miami. I feel like I'm 100% like, oh, did I make it? You know, like we make it here. I feel like presence, and when you meditate and stuff, it's like here. Oh, you notice how the wires are, and you're like, you know, you're present where you are. I'm looking at this. It's so cool, you know, on the walls. And but I didn't know. Like I knew that we wanted to have kids, and then Miami was just a little bit of a harder city to raise kids.
Right.
Not as safe, you know, not as safe as here as the West. I love the beach, though. I know I have friends that do there and stuff. But we wanted a little bit more where it was easier for our kids, where they can walk to school or drive the bike, you know, which ours do now. And I think I forgot to say, I do have 5 kids for those who haven't read. Or
please share their ages. And
so Taylor's 16, Trista, my only girl, is 14. Then Grant is 11. And Zane and Lucas are 6, are twins. Wow. And they are fraternal. And they're very fun. I love being a mom. And I feel like I've had times just the motherhood. You're like, oh, I'm happy. You know, I made it. This is it. Like, but as far as like if I wanted to be a model completely, you know, the rest of my life, I feel like if I had financially, like, oh, you know, I've made $1 million, then I'm happy. I think maybe that, but we were, Troy always likes to joke that we were like blue collar models, you know, we were the tiny little pictures. You're like, who is this? Or on the box, a very little picture. That's us, you know. So.
But that's one of the exciting things about like the industry where a lot of people don't know. I mean, to be a model, there's so many different ways that you can fit in. There hand models, there's specialty models, there you know, models that do sample sizes. And so that's, you know, pretty interesting to know. And there are people that they make a good living within that particular space of where they are. Not everybody is
they don't become
the cover
famous.
model. Not everybody is, you know, doing the catwalk. Some people are making a great, you know, living as models doing some of these other things. So I think that's interesting to talk about.
I did not like one of the facts, and I think on a little bit more of the lifestyle that I am now. I mean, I am 43, but even back then, the pressure to keep your measurements, you know, the pressure on, you know, you have to have a certain
body
face
image, right?
or I feel like Miami is a more forgiving market for that, but I actually never made it to Italy. So Italy, I know Europe is a little bit more. A little bit harder on, especially women, you know. We've had kids, so how can my hips go back to zero? If I had twins, I'm crying out loud. So in the yoga world,
you're not getting back there.
Yeah, in the yoga world, is so much opposite in that we welcome every shapes, every sizes. You don't have to put your foot behind the head to do yoga. You know, I have every day a comment. Somebody says, "Oh, I'm not flexible enough to do yoga." I'm like, let's think that through. It's like saying I'm super starving, but I cannot go to a restaurant. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
That's a good analogy to say that. And I remember when Vanessa was pregnant with the twins, and I remember she was posting photos on social media all the time. And you can follow Vanessa. I'll tell them they can go ahead and follow you on Facebook as well, too. Yeah. And that is just Vanessa Siren.
No, it's siren.yoga.
Siren.yoga, SIREN.yoga. You can follow her on Facebook and your website, the same.
Yes,
right?
It's www. SirenYogaAZ.com.
There we go. SirenYogaAZ. That's okay. We all do. But she was posting on social media in yoga poses, full on yoga poses.
Oh my God.
And she would wear just the sports bra and her pants, and she would have this belly. It was so beautiful of her being pregnant but doing what she loves. And I think you hit on something a minute ago, Vanessa, that I wanted to bring to light, which was about you made the choice based on wanting to have children. That I think that in our lives, we need to understand that there isn't a way to have true balance. You're always going to be pulled always in different directions. For me, it's center. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's where do you want to have your time? What is most important to you? Right. That's how you center yourself. What centers you to your balance is different than what maybe I would, what Dee would, what Vanessa would. And as long as you're giving your attention to yourself and your well-being, to your faith, if you have a faith, your family, and work, whatever it is, whatever that percentage is for you, it's going to be different than everybody else, and you need to make sure that you're putting that in proportion and working on that every day for what matters for you, and not about somebody else, because you're the most important person in your life, and taking care of you is the most important thing to do. I work on that all the time because for years I felt my worth was how I could help other people. And if they were happy because I was helping them, then I was worth something. It took a lot of years to figure out that I don't need to help people to have my worth. I just need to know that I have a worth.
Absolutely.
But if that's what I'm drawn to and doing, a business like Lead Up for Women where we can empower women and that's how I serve and help women, I'm still worth Colleen without the business.
Absolutely. And that's true. I think so many women, obviously I lots of women struggle with that. I think we all do. I think we also have different stages in our life where things are important here. You've got the kids, and then sometimes, the kids are gone. You got another stage of life that you're going through. So there's so many different facets, and I think we have to appreciate women for all those different stages and, the different places we are in our lives.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like we all feel unbalanced, and that's... I've set to meditate and just kind of be quiet with myself, even when my dishes were up high, piled up. I'm lucky and fortunate that my husband has like an easy, kind of in and out of the house job. And so there's a lot of help there. But I feel like, and this is women all over the world, okay, not only American women, Brazilian, we are multitaskers. So like we're here, but we're thinking like, to-do list later, my shopping, and we're capable of doing that. Yeah. Sorry, Rob. Robert is here taking some videos and stuff. The men, I feel like they are better focusing on one, but I don't want to have any men haters. More on that later. But anyway, you have to make time for yourself, right?
Yeah.
You do. You do. We do. You have to make time for yourself. And I think, we're talking about being empowered. Women, in order for us to be empowered, we do have to have that time. You do have to energize yourself and be able to, maintain the family life, maintain what you're doing in business, and have all these things to kind of come together. I don't know. They talk about us being super women, and I think it's sometimes we are, and it is what it is. We got to deal with.
Anyone can borrow my cape at any time that they need to,
right?
Or my
just
wings.
Take that cape out. That's right. Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
But
hey, I want to also give a quick shout out since we're multitasking. We have a lot of viewers today.
Hi, you guys.
Rob Williams,
thank you.
AJ, Chelsea.
AJ, thanks for telling me to get off the phone.
All of you
I'll put it down.
for joining us today.
Multitasker.
Here in the studio. And, our magazine issue that we publish bi-monthly, we think it's so important to give women 10 tips, that we have a full page in every magazine that just gives 10 tips. It's a remove it and put it up on your refrigerator, put it on your cubicle wall, put it in your office, whatever you want to do. We've done 10 tips on balance, 10 tips on organization. These are just tips to help women. Drinking water.
Totally.
Exactly.
How you can
going
drink
hiking.
Water, whatever it is. I think it's important that we want to help you get organized and do what you need to do. Bless you, Robert.
And keep things. Sometimes you need things kept at the forefront, of your mind. And we need each other. Sometimes coming together. I always say when you come together as a group, I just think you get so much more accomplished, and you get all these ideas, and you're able to help to empower other women. Letting them hear your stories, sharing your stories, whatever those stories are. And if you guys have something you want to share, post, let us know.
Facebook
Let's
Live.
talk about it.
Give us a call here. Give us a call here again. The number is 888-346-9141. That's 888-346-9141. We have about a minute till break, and I just wanted to ask Vanessa a quick question. If I wanted to take that first step and I didn't know how to get started with yoga because I'm intimidated by it, what would you offer to a woman that, or even a gentleman listening today that wanted to take that first step?
Yeah, it's for everyone, guys, any age. Kids, my twins do yoga, and they're so amazing. Sometimes they just sit and breathe. Aww. One simple thing you can do. Sit crisscross in the blanket in a cushion and just breathe. Take a nice inhale.
I think we should try that. Ready?
Let's all together.
Okay, ready, go.
Open mouth. And one more. Close your eyes if you want. A little smile. Don't you feel a little better? shoulders.
so
I'm
much
so much better now.
So that's step one. There are a lot of videos out there too. Am I running on your minute? You just tell me.
Yeah, I would say, why don't we go ahead and head to break? And then, Vanessa, when we get back, do you want to go ahead and we'll continue talking about how you too can get into yoga, the benefits of yoga, and how you can find Vanessa, where she teaches yoga, and how you can connect with her in all of her business endeavors. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, perfect. Great job. All clear. Back in a couple.
All right, Facebook friends, we are
hi, you
on
guys.
break. We get to talk to you guys.
AJ, you told me to stay off the phone. I'm posting.
Oh, yeah, she's posting. Hi, Marilyn.
Is the AJ we know? Which
No,
AJ?
this is AJ in Chicago.
AJ in Chicago.
AJ
Are we
in
going?
Chicago.
Where are we
It's-
going
it's
there?
one of my besties.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
we're
We're
going.
going to Chicago
We
in
are. We're
September.
going to-
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Why?
Is it windy? Is it windy? Like people say.
September.
The Windy City.
It should be nice then.
Warm.
That should be a great time.
I
Actually,
like the heat.
So we'll be there with the doing the women's luncheon in Chicago.
Yeah.
And Atlanta. We'll be in Atlanta next. Actually, that's
How
our
fun.
next stop after.
Hey, what about a
Scottsdale.
cruise? You guys got to put a cruise.
I know,
like the
right?
Caribbean.
We'll
or something.
get there. We'll get there.
Okay, I see it.
We're gonna,
I see it.
We'll get together.
And you know you have one instructor
Anybody?
for that.
I have
You
a
guys
vision.
want to go on the
Yeah.
cruise?
Hey, Renee.
I'll
who's
inspire
in for
everybody.
The cruise?
Thanks for
Anybody?
joining us today.
I'll be
in.
knocking on your guys'
I'm in
door.
for it.
5 a.m. 5 a.m.
Vanessa says we have to do a cruise. Okay,
Yoga.
Vanessa, a cruise.
I tell you what.
I'm with it.
I will mention this when we come back from break. So, Facebook friends, you're going to see it twice. But I will definitely mention to everyone that vision boards are so important.
Oh, yeah.
You
Right.
have to
I
have
got
a vision
one.
board and you have to write down what your goals are.
Sure.
Make
Yeah.
sure they're measurable. But it is so important to organize yourself that way. And we talked last week about the Bible that there was a name for the Bible and I can't remember what it was that Robin Hatcher was talking about, but she mentioned about writing all of your self-worth and maybe
talked
kudos
about
that somebody
journaling,
gave you
yeah.
in an email,
Yeah.
but collect them all.
Yeah,
she
right.
said she used to have character Bibles when she was on Guiding Light. They all had to have a character Bible of their character, and so it's a character Bible that she feels that every woman needs to have
Right.
something they carry around, that they write down things in that maybe someone shared about them
Yeah.
or that just positive
I
quotes.
think that's good. That's all right. You have to journal.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. Some people are not big writers. It's funny.
Hey, Catherine, thanks for
it's
joining
really hard
us
for
today.
me writing,
They
even
can just
during yoga
post it.
school. Yeah, you can post, or you can listen
I'm
too.
glad
Like
you
I'm
love our
glad
show,
I'm better
Renee.
listening.
I'm
on
trying
like
to reach up here to see
Well, yeah,
what
because
our
you know
like
phones
apps
are.
for meditation.
Exactly. Oh, I love
yeah.
those.
I love
Marilyn, have a
Deepak
safe
and
flight.
Oprah.
Those are
Have an
awesome. They help me to
amazing
sleep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love those meditation
Marilyn's
apps.
in Atlanta right now listening to us, and she's heading out from
Marilyn.
Atlanta. So.
Hi, Marilyn.
Marilyn Brennan is our advisory board president.
Marilyn,
and
how
she's
are you?
listening today. It's good to see you, Marilyn. Thanks for being with us.
All right. Sorry to jump in here, but we are coming back in 11 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Facebook. We're about
going
to
back
get
live
right
here in
back
just a
live.
minute. It's a quick way to shut us all up, isn't it?
Right,
You're
put the
listening
music
to
on.
Lead Up
We're
for
listening.
Women.
I'm listening to
Speak
music.
up to Lead Up.
They can hear
To
it.
reach the
They're
show
direct
today,
feed. I
please
got them
call
on a direct feed.
1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to info@leadupforwomen.com. Now, back to this week's show.
Hello, listeners. You are listening to Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and I am joined by my co-host.
D. Daniels.
And we have a very special, beautiful guest
Yes, we
today
do.
in our studio, Vanessa Siren.
Vanessa.
And we have spent the entire time speaking to Vanessa. She has just been so wonderful and gracious to join us today and has such amazing stories. And I know how passionate you are about yoga. Tell us what the benefits are of yoga. I try and get every family member I have to do yoga.
It is for everyone, and you're going to feel right away amazing. Either it's because of the breathing, you of course get more flexible and stuff. But yoga also, it reminds you to stay in the present, And you hear any class you take, either as a private class or in a gym or in a studio, how we are always, the instructor is telling you to go back to your breath, go back to your breath. In your mind, a new beginner, people say sometimes, oh, but I am breathing. But the deep, full, conscious breathing, like we did 3 long breaths in here. And you felt already a little bit of the tension releasing.
Wow.
And either you have tension or not. You might be holding onto things that you don't even know about.
Wow.
So yoga, for your nervous system, it is for everybody. You definitely don't have to touch your toes. I think a lot of people have, because of the glamorized Instagram pictures now.
Yeah.
Even for me, for an instructor, I cannot put my foot behind my head.
I cannot, for the record. And I love yoga.
That's not going to happen for me.
And there's
and that's okay.
And there's even a big talk in yoga world how the gymnasts are entering the yoga. And of course, the yoga is much easier for a gymnast because,
they're more the flexibility.
Are we losing the essence of the yoga? Yeah. Yoga is meant to make you comfortable to sit in a crisscross applesauce for the little kids listening there, to be present, to be just in peace. I love you're talking to the wrong person. I love power yoga. I love where you have the beat and the music. The music was something we as Westerns added to, so you go do yoga in India, it's just the music of your breath. I haven't been to India. That's one of my biggest dreams, but as you're asking,
another list.
I wrote India down.
Totally.
We have Japan, Ireland, and India. Brazil for
definitely.
Sure. Yeah.
But anyone can start. There's lots of yoga videos there too now. I do have a YouTube page. It is also Siren Yoga, and I think there's only one long video. But there's so much out there, There's many, many good names. You just Google. A lot of people are shy, too. We have now yoga coming to your home, which is what I do. You can come to my studio. My studio is small, one to 2 people. Or we can come to you, as a business. So I'm also belong to GFit Solutions as a business, but they have many other instructors. We can come to you. You can come to your corporate or just me as Siren Yoga. And again, I mentioned that was www.sirenyogaaz.com. You can click, and even for couples, I do privates as well. I used to have a wonderful couple, and I went to their house. They don't want to make the way to the gym. They feel self-conscious, to being a down dog in front of other people. I feel yoga now is so much more accessible to all.
It is.
You can do yoga at your park. You can do yoga as a bridal shower. You can do yoga. There's yoga in every corner.
As a chef party.
Yeah.
We did do yoga
that was
and
amazing.
a chef party for pampered chefs. So we did yoga first.
I could
then
see that.
We had the pampered chefs. So you could do it with your wine parties that, out there.
Anything.
You could do it with
parties.
your church parties. You could do it with any party.
Yeah.
And
Anything you want.
I have to tell you, Vanessa, I work with Vanessa with GFit Solutions as well. And I'll just give a shout out to GFit quickly. You can find them at www.g-fitsolutions.com, or you can just Google GFit Solutions and they'll come up. What I love about the company that we work with, we're independent contractors, but we work with Glenn O'Donnell. He's the leader of the vision of the company. And we have everything for a wellness package. So we offer meals that are cooked and delivered to your home so you can eat healthy. We have personal trainers. I'm a personal trainer.
Massages.
I find that people like to work independently. We have massages. We have physical therapists we work with that I'm attending right now because of my injury on my shoulder. They're coupling. So what we do is we cross communicate with each other. So if Vanessa's working with somebody on yoga, then she can say, I really feel like if you were to build up, and work on leaning these muscles out, and maybe if you could spend some extra time with Colleen or doing a massage with Stephanie or one of the LMTs, then we can help the healthy body which helps the mind, and that's why I am into fitness. That's why I do what I do, because I feel that if a woman's body if her mind is healthy, if her body is healthy, if she's drinking wonderful. I drink this Suja organic juice. Any company out there that wants to promote your products through us, please feel free to contact us at info@leadupforwomen.com, because we do Facebook live streams, and I'm sitting here promoting your product for free for you. Yummy. And I drink these juices all the time, right? Because when I'm passionate about a product, I will just scream from the mountaintops about it. And I feel that when we're in a healthy state of mind, we feel confident. You feel like you can take on any of those dreams, and that's part of our pursuit. That's part of how we pursue our dreams or place out into the universe what's on our heart, because it's not just enough to wish it. You have to take the steps. Yeah. You have to stay accountable and take the steps to draw that dream to you and have goals that you set that you can measure. And if we're not able to do that every day, you need energy to do that. And just moving 30 minutes a day and drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. So easy math. If you're 100 pounds, drink 50 ounces a day. Drink and drink and drink and drink, because that's how you wash all the impurities out of your body. And I just think it's so important for the health, the get moving, the endorphins, your body. It's all part of the package.
And I love how we mentioned earlier, women multitaskers, and especially moms. Mm-hmm. Moms use 100% of their time to serve, to think about other people and stuff. Right. But I feel like I'm a better woman and a better mom if I do that, which is for me, which is yoga. While doing my training, my 200-hour teacher training, they're like, you have, besides the learning of the week, we had to take 2 to 3 classes a week. And I was like, oh, my gosh, how am I going to fit this? Because I had little guys at a time, which I nursed the twins. So I don't even know how I did it, but that was after. And that seemed impossible for me. Now, the only days I don't practice yoga are Sundays, because I go to church and I kind of relax the body too. Right. But I feel amazing to do at least that 1 hour every day. I do a lot more. I instruct too, but when I'm instructing, I'm walking. I'm not actually planking.
That's actually
for
work.
1 hour.
That's right. That's not your meditation point.
No, that's besides. No, but the meditation, I feel like a lot of people have a little bit confusion, or even they don't know, like, meditation is a big word for them. It's like, the M word. What do I do? Just sit and breathe and stay quiet. It might be like 3 seconds. It's a lot for you to breathe. Then when you come up to a minute, then you're like, wow, 5 minutes. And you start building up from there. And one day you're going to feel so relaxed in like 30 minutes, meditating. Of course, at your own home might be hard. You have to put the phone away. You have to turn, everything that's electronics off and find a little space. Right. So I like doing right when I sleep, sometimes even in bed, kind of. And just finding a little time, But for the moms out there, try it. Just try it, like all that Colleen said, the water, the moving and stuff. And then you come back home with more energy, And if your kids are little, like you said about phases earlier.
Right.
You got to adapt to those phases. But, you do as you can to not feel bad if you can't exercise one day. But
Vanessa, remind everybody that's listening today on our show, and thank you to all of our listeners. Please promote our shows, share our links. We have a different woman on every single week. I'm going to be welcoming gentlemen into this studio as well, because I have a lot of friends that are powerful women in executive positions, and their husbands hold the fort down at home, and they are amazing. So you will have men on this show as well. But remind the listeners how they can reach you, get in contact with you, even if they just want to ask a question on how to start meditation, and remind them again where they can find you.
And you guys, seriously, I respond to all the texts, so please do. It is easier through Facebook, siren.yoga, and that I have a page for me. Also on Instagram, Siren Yoga, the same thing. And through the website, www.sirenyoga.az, because that's short for Arizona, And please, feel free to ask any questions. I do teach in most of the gyms at the East Valley, such as Mountainside Fitness, EOS Fitness, UFit, GFit Solutions. We are in Eastmark. Saturdays, they are donating the entire month of April, all of the classes, you guys, every single penny they're collecting, to autism. So square one. Yeah. I feel like that's such a great thing as a company. Yeah, they are not keeping one penny, zero.
Zero.
So what a great cause. Yeah. We know, or if you have somebody in your family that, of a kid, of a dog.
Google Eastmark. Yeah, we're it's on Sossaman and Ray. Again, we're in Arizona. So if you're in the Valley of Arizona and you're listening to this, it's a great opportunity for you to come out and take some classes out there. And Vanessa teaches out there quite often.
Yeah, and if you'd like, I can come to your home or to your park or to your kids' birthday party. I've done kids. I teach kids yoga. Teenagers, you'd be surprised how your teenagers, they go for such mood swings. They do respond pretty good in yoga if you make it nice and fun, You're not trying to put them in splits on the first 5 minutes.
Vanessa, it was so wonderful having you in the studio today. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to close our show today by recommending to everyone that Vanessa is going to be at our luncheon. Yes. And our luncheon is in Scottsdale, Arizona. You can find that on our website at leadupforwomen.com/events. We have April 25th in Scottsdale. Just for any of you around the states that are listening, we're going to be in Atlanta on May 22nd. We are putting together a powerful panel of women. I am so excited and can't wait until we get to announce that one.
I know.
June, we're in Philadelphia. July, we're in Boston. Then Columbus, Nashville, Chicago, Denver, LA, Dallas. So watch our pages. Sign up for our newsletter. Just go on the homepage of our website. Right. Sign up for the newsletter. You will be able to stay up to date on everything we're doing.
Exactly.
I also want to mention, Vanessa's not the only one that's going to be at the April luncheon. We have some really powerful women. Deborah Bateman's going to be there. She's the vice chairman at National Bank of Arizona.
Absolutely wonderful
Worked her way up the ladder from a teller. Important, right? I want to hear her. I can't wait to hear her story. Audrey Monell, she's the president of Forrest Anderson Plumbing and Air. By the way, she was just voted top 10 influential women of Arizona for 2019. That's really impressive. Janice Jackson, president of sales for Plexus. She has my heart when she leads with a servant leadership model. I love that. She is just amazing. So these are the women that are going to be on that panel. Absolutely. And I invite all of you to join us again in Arizona. So please make sure you grab a seat before those seats are done. Right. And that's all we have for this week. Next week, we have Gina Noda. She's the principal at Connect Source Consulting. She works all around the country. We welcome her next week. She's a Jersey girl, just like me. So. Jersey. And, she's going to be in town for a Conscious Capitalism conference and is bringing some of her girl peeps to the luncheon. Very excited to talk with her next week. So I just want to remind all of our listeners out there that I want you to remember that you are the only you that has ever been, and you are the only you that will ever be. So the way that you pioneer your life is up to you. Do not wait for somebody to give you permission to lead. It is all in your hands. The world needs you at your best. So be you and be strong, and join us next week as we meet Gina, and we'll see you guys at the luncheon in Arizona. Have an awesome week. See you, ladies.
Bye.
That's it.
All right, excellent job. Good show. We're all clear.
Thanks.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
I didn't know because I thought
the Facebook was still live too, or no?
So yes,
Facebook
we just
want
to let everybody know on Facebook.
Hey, you guys, thank you.
We are closing out our show today. Thank you to all of our listeners. I have a whole list of them here, and I hope I got all of them. We had Paige on there, Elizabeth, Rob, AJ, Chelsea. We had Marilyn, Catherine. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Renee. I think I got everyone that was listening today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share the link on your page so we can reach more and more women because we want to elevate women to empower other women, and we do that through all of these channels.
Absolutely.
And we need your help.
Thank you so much,
thanks for joining us today, Vanessa.
Any friends from Brazil?
You are so
Brazil.
great.
I know.
You guys share too.
Yes.
Compartilhem. Curtam.
We will see you guys. Thank you.